Okay, hello, welcome everybody. Okay, let's just let a few more people in. And we're gonna get this going. Great, I think mostly everybody that registered has joined so far. So Menli, you can go ahead and start sharing the presentation, please. Great, thank you. Welcome to the Rising Senior class. So we're going to start the information session right on time. I appreciate that everybody came in right on time. It's great for all of us. So let's go ahead and start with some introductions. So this is the main group that will be participating in the information session today for the Columbia Housing team. My name is Lorena Prosco, and I oversee the assignments and summer housing.
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Manghese, and I oversee the Hartley Hospitality Desk.
Hi everyone, my name is Medley Mansu, and I am the Director of Operations and Systems for Columbia Housing.
Hi everyone, my name is Charlie Tatis, and I also help oversee housing as well as conference and summer housing.
Hello, my name is Frances Gonzalez, and I am a manager for assignments.
Hi everyone, my name is Mia Zayas, and I'm an associate manager of housing services.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine, and I'm the executive director of the Residence Hall Leadership Organization, or ROLO.
Great, thank you. Manly, let's go ahead and go to the agenda, please. So let's just quickly review what we're going to be talking about tonight. So first, we're just going to go into the high-level overview of room selection. We're going to talk a little bit about the planning phase and what you guys should be doing in the next few weeks. We're going to talk about the point values, lottery numbers. We're going to talk about the registration, the participation options, selection strategies, some parts of the process timeline, and then we'll go into the FAQs and some Q&As. So if there's some questions throughout the presentation, I would suggest that you hold them a little bit till the end. We might be able to answer some of them as we go along in the presentation, but of course, if we're not able to answer your questions, we'll give you some time to ask them at the end. Also, we're gonna set up some breakout rooms. So we're going to have RAs be part of one of the breakout rooms. So if you have any questions about the community in each of the buildings, you can ask those questions there. Rolo is also going to have a breakout room. So if you have any questions about, creating groups, how to have the conversations, what is the best strategy, who should be the group leader, those are the best questions that Rolo will be able to help with. And then Columbia Housing will also have a breakout room. So if you have any questions about the process, you'll be able to ask those questions there. None of this information should be new to you, but hopefully if there's any other information that we can provide, this will be the opportunity for you to get some additional knowledge on the process. Next page, please.
So what is room selection? Many of you have probably participated in room selection before, but for those of you who are new to the process, it is the annual process for rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors with guaranteed housing, and that is when you're able to select your room for the next academic year. So now's a really great time to start planning for room selection. What you want to do first is head to the housing portal, and you're going to go to the page that says verify individual eligibility and confirm standing. There you will see your individual point value and if you are room selection eligible, as well as your housing status. So you want to make sure that all that information is correct. And if it's not, please email us at housing@columbia.edu so we can take a look at that for you. While you start to plan for room selection, you want to start to consider your living preferences and what is going to be the best living situation for your lifestyle. And so questions that you'll be asking yourself are, do I want to live in a single? Do I want to live in a double? would I like to live in apartment style living or suite style living? Is the location of the building something that I'm considering? And a great way to get acquainted with the buildings that seniors have typically been able to select into for room selection is by heading to our residence hall directory on our website. There you can filter by class. And so you can identify buildings that seniors have been able to select into before for room selection. And when you head to the building pages, you will see information there like what amenities are in the building, what type of restrooms, floor plans are also there, and there will be pictures of what a typical room looks like in that building. Then you want to mark your calendar. So you want to be aware of when room selection registration begins and when the room selection period also is. And so you can find this calendar on our website and add it to your own calendar from there. You also should see flyers posted on your floors that the RA has received.
So now it's my turn to talk a little bit about how room selection works. So the first two concepts I want to explain are point values and lottery numbers. As you all are rising seniors, meaning you are going to be the big lions on campus, you are grown Simba, you are probably familiar with this, but the way point values work, they're basically a point value that's ascribed to your class standing. Your seniors, all that matters to you is you get the highest point value, which correlates to the lowest lottery numbers, which means you pick first. So that is what point values are. So when you go in as a rising senior, you should be seeing a 30. So once you get your point value, you know what range your lottery number will exist in. Again, as seniors, your lottery number is going to be between 1 and 1,000, and it's going to be randomly generated after you declared how you want to go into room selection, whether you go in as an individual or if you go in as a group. If you go in as a group, your group will receive one lottery number. If you go in as an individual, you'll receive one lottery number. And that is how that works.
So now we're going to talk about how to register for room selection. So you'll have to go into the housing portal, and the first few pages, they will take you through your personal details and your dining preferences. Here you can take the opportunity to update any of the information that you've submitted in the past, especially your emergency contact. Then you will get to the room selection eligibility page, where you'll see if you're eligible to participate in room selection. If you're eligible, then you can continue to the next page where you can indicate if you're actually participating in room selection. This is a very important page because here you will let us know if you're going into room selection as an individual or as part of a group, or if you are not participating in room selection for next year. So you can indicate whether you're moving off campus, studying abroad, living in Barnard housing, or if you're going on medical or a voluntary leave. Then if you are part of a group, then it will take you to the group formation page. Here's where the leader comes into play. So the leader will form the group and will send the information on how to log in to the group, to the rest of the members of this group. Everybody must register. Once everybody's registered, they can go in and be let into this group. And then everybody has to get to the statement of intent. This is the final page for this part of the process. You will have to check the statement of intent box, and then you will have to click save and continue. Once you get to this step, then you have been successfully registered for room selection. And everyone must register. That way we actually know who will be participating. And if you are eligible and have not completed up to the statement of intent, we will continue to email you and then call you until we're able to know if you will be participating or not. Okay, so we can go to the next page. So some of the participation options, hit one more time, Melanie. I think this one had an animation for whatever reason. So the participation options, you can go again as an individual or as a group, and you have options from singles To doubles, you are in the lucky class that if you would like a single, you will have a variety of options if you decide to choose a single for next year. Next page, please. So now let's talk about the group formation. So the opportunity that you have here is to form groups of from 2 to 10 members. The larger the number of group, the better options that you may have when you get to choose. Each group again has to appoint a leader. The leader has the responsibility to assign everybody in the group into their room. So make sure that you choose wisely. And again, each individual member must register for selection, and then they will be added to the group by the leader. Okay, so now let's look at an example of 8. So if there's 8 of you, you have many different options. One of the options is you can choose, let's say, a 4-person suite, a double, and 2 singles. But if all 8 of you want singles, you have a good chance to choose a singles throughout our properties. Again, if you want doubles, you also have that possibility. If you want to just split up into 4 doubles, or if you would like a larger suite and 2 singles separate, you can also do that. Next.
So we can talk a little bit about some of the selection strategies, and this part I love because I get to give you all some numbers about how the previous class selected. And that comes with caveats, of course, because it changes year to year, because it depends on a few variables. It depends on, one, how many people participate in room selection each year. It depends on the class size, and it also depends on how people select. As seniors, most of this isn't going to matter to you, again, because you get to pick first. So you will have the best of the selection options. So as a senior, like it says on the slide, you've made it. So from last year, 30% of the people who participated in room selection were seniors, not the smallest class and not the largest class either. But again, you picked first, so it's not going to matter. So we'll see where that ends up this year. Last year, in terms of group size, the average size for a group for seniors was 4 people. So that was also the median number as well. The most common number was 2, probably people grouping up to go into doubles, but a lot of people pick 4. It's probably because as seniors, you can live in places like EC. 80% of the seniors grouped up, which is important because, as Lorena just said, it just means you have more options available to you. In terms of the group sizes, they range from 2 to 10. So every single type of group that was possible, we did see that last year from folks, but it just depends on where you want to live and who you want to live with, and you'll decide in terms of how you want to live together. Some of the facts and figures from last year's seniors, how they selected. Again, 30% of participants in room selection were rising seniors last year. 43% of them went into East Campus, 11% into Woodbridge, 10% in Nahogan, Rivers 6%, and Broadway 5. Those are the top 5 buildings for the seniors who are currently on campus now, who will be graduating soon. And that's how they ended up picking last year. And maybe you'll do something similar. But what Lorena said before in terms of choosing to live in a single, remember 80% of people grouped up, but 78% of that class ended up being in singles. So it just proves that if you do group up, you still have the option to live by yourself, quote unquote, have your own room, but you do have the flexibility of maybe choosing rooms within a suite, rooms along a corridor hallway and turning that into your own thing if you want to relive, memories you might have had in your first year. You just can't go into a first year building. And then 18% of people were in doubles, and those are pretty much what we could call like the best doubles on campus. So if you're looking at the doubles, there were doubles in places like Watt. So, Watt is basically a studio apartment. So seniors do get the best options in terms of selection. And I put a really nice picture here for you all to start thinking about. I know you're thinking, oh, we're not there yet. We don't want to graduate just yet. But it's good. It's a good time to start thinking about how you want to spend your last year on campus. Because as you can see, 4% of people did not select, which usually means that they decided to go somewhere else. Well, I think we could get that number to 0 for next year. If everyone joins in room selection, you all live with us, you have a great last year on campus and make wonderful memories. So in terms of selection strategies, some things that are really important to remember. Many of you have done this before, so this is going to be a refresher for you all. You should discuss ahead of time what your selection strategy is going to be. You want to know your strategy ahead of time in your execution, so you want to talk about that all before your clock, quote unquote, starts, because even as seniors, you do have the top pick, but the longer you wait, other people will then enter the queue, and the less valuable your lottery number will become. Again, that's probably not going to be a huge problem for you all because you get the cream of the crop. You want to figure out what your first, second, and third choices are, because it is a lottery, so you will have a randomized lottery number. You don't know if you're going to have the first number or something that's sort of toward the end of the senior group, but you'll have really good options regardless, wherever you want to live. So it's good to have a few things in mind. Hogan is probably going to go first. It usually does every year. And if you really are set on Hogan and you don't get maybe one of the top numbers, there's also EC, there's Watt, there's Woodbridge. There's a lot of options for you. And agree to who will get the single. It depends on places like EC. Some of the suites do have doubles in them. So you may want to have the conversation about, if we do go as a group and we do happen to select an EC suite that has a double in our group, who's going to go into the double. So it's kind of reverse for you all. It's really a conversation about who goes into the double. How long do they go into the double? Is it half the year? Is it full year? Those are things for you all to discuss as a group. When selection starts, as you all have been used to, you can follow live on the housing website. You'll be able to see what's available and what's getting picked. So that will help to further inform the strategy you came up with beforehand. And you can pick anytime after your appointment begins, but as I said before, you don't want to wait too long because it'll make your number less valuable. During selection, some really important steps to remember. When selection begins, you want to make sure you're aware of your portal appointment time. You review your available options ahead of time. You're going to select the building, select the rooms, then book the room. This is very specific for you if you're going in as an individual or if you're the leader, because as Lorena said before, the group leader has a responsibility for placing people in the group into their rooms. And that's what number 4 says. You will then confirm your selection. You review your fire safety information, very important. Then you complete your occupancy agreement, and that will guarantee us that you are living with us for next year. And remember, we all want to be here next year because it's your last year on campus. Got to make those memories. So just a shout out to the process timeline one more time, because as you can see, these dates are quickly approaching. The most important date right now for everyone to be aware of is February 21st, which is Monday. So that is very soon. That's when room selection registration opens. Everyone must register. And when you register, if you're living with us, that's how we'll find out. And if you do decide you don't want to make memories on campus with your friends and go off campus, you let us know there as well. But we do need to know so we don't continue to email you. And then on March 22nd, your lottery numbers will be posted to the portal. March 24th, appointment times are posted. And then March 28th, the action really begins. That's when room selection starts. It'll end on April 29th. And then for sophomores, as you all probably remember, the sophomores go to sophomore waitlist. But again, this doesn't apply to you. So congratulations on being rising seniors.
Okay, so now we're going to go over some of the frequently asked questions that we have received about room selection. So how can I find information about each building's bathroom style, in-room flooring, communal spaces, and other amenities? Definitely head to our website and go to the residence hall pages or directory, and that's where you'll find this information. You can also join a breakout room after our presentation and speak to students who have lived in some of the buildings that you will be selecting into. Our websites like Spectator and Blog useful for estimating which rooms I'm eligible for with my lottery number. We will leave that up to you if you'd like to use that as a resource. Hopefully after this presentation, you'll also have a better idea of which buildings seniors have typically been able to select into. Does group size have an impact on selection times? Group size does not have an impact on selection times. However, something to consider is if you are a group of rising seniors and you do have other classes that are living with you, when the individual point values are averaged, that is how your lottery number is determined. So that's something to consider. If you're not a group of all rising seniors, you will have a lottery number that is not as low as as a group that's all rising seniors. What happens if one of the people in our group only will be on campus for one semester? So let's say you are living in a suite and someone within your suite is graduating a semester early. When they vacate the room, then you can pull another friend into the room if you'd like to, or potentially we will assign someone to that space. What if I pick into a building and I don't like the space I have? Well, definitely give it a chance, give it a try. Get familiar with where the building is located, get familiar with the community there. If you have been there for some time and you really feel like it's not a good fit, you can certainly reach out to your RA or RHD to discuss some options. How can I learn about a particular room in a building or about the building's overall vibe? Again, nothing speaks better to that than the student experience. So definitely, if you have some time after our presentation, head to one of our breakout rooms so you can speak to students there who have lived in some of these buildings and get their insight on what the vibe is like in a certain building. However, we also do want to put a disclaimer there that, the vibe in a building is heavily dependent upon the students that live there at the time. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, so make sure again, the registration starts on Monday and it lasts till March 4th. So please mark your calendars and start getting ready for room selection. Thank you. So before we go into the breakout rooms, let's answer some questions, but I also wanted to add a bit more information and context on some of the information we just provided. So even though the average group size was of 4, we suggest that the larger the group, the better, because you can always split it up into different configurations. If you are thinking that a group of 4 can get into a 4-person suite, you should check our inventory. The number of 4-person suites, it's limited. Not all of them are. So again, the larger group will give you more versatility to choose into different configurations throughout our portfolio. Okay, so now let's see. Do we have any questions? Okay, so is there a time when registration happens? Yes, from February 21st to March 4th, and that is through the housing portal.
Right. Once it opens, you can register anytime within that range. I see a question from Christian. When you go once you log into the portal and you start your application for this room selection cycle, that's where you'll see if you're eligible for housing. If you are not eligible, it'll tell you right on the portal and we'll say to contact us.
So maybe we didn't
That opens on February 21st.
So we were going to send an email out when the application is open and a link to it. So you'll be able to just go ahead, click on there, and it will direct you right to the housing portal where you'll be able to register. Oh, I have a question here that came in as a direct message, but I think this would be great for Catherine to help me answer. The question is, are there any resources to meet people who are looking for groups to join?
Yes, that's great. A great question. So Rolo actually developed a roommate matching service. And if you want, I can include my email in the chat and we can talk more about that offline. But essentially, it's just a form where you can input as much personal information as you're comfortable sharing. So your name, your pronouns, and also some of your living preferences. So are you more of a morning person, nighttime person, things like that. And after you submit that information, you'll be directed to a Google spreadsheet where you'll see a bunch of other students also in that same position looking for other people to form groups with and all of their information. And from that, you can choose who you want to contact and how, and whether you'd be a good fit to live with them. So I can go ahead and put the link to that form in the chat. And if you have any other questions about that, feel free to private message me or email rolo@columbia.edu.
Thank you, Catherine. So I think the next question that I see is, when do we get our lottery numbers after registration from Madison? So the lottery numbers will go out on the 22nd on the 22nd of March, and the appointments will be posted to the portal on the 24th of March.
I saw two questions. One says, what is the ideal number of the group? And if you have a better chance to get a single as an individual. And the best would be the larger the group is the best that you can get, because if you have plenty of opportunity, how Lindley said that you are registering first, you will be selecting first. So if you want to go as an individual, you may. If you want to live near your friends, you can have a group of 10, of 8, and then larger numbers, because EC, Hogan, they have a lot of groups, a lot of suites that are 5, a few that are 5 all singles, 6 all singles. And if your group is larger, you have the opportunity to take a suite and also to choose at the same time some singles for the other students. So you, as Lorena suggested, you should look into the senior buildings and then check the number of suites that we have, the capacity, and where you would like to live.
Yeah, just to follow what Francis just said, in essence, because you all are seniors and 78% of people went into singles last year from 2021, if you want a single, if that's your primary choice, you have an opportunity to get one, because even juniors get singles if they have really good lottery numbers. So it's really going to be a question of, do you want to live by yourself, live near friends, want to go in as a group? So those are the things for you to really think about. But if you do want a single, it's very likely you'll be able to get one.
Okay, so I think we can now move on into the breakout rooms. So I'm gonna open up, oh, okay. A couple more questions coming in, or no?
So there is a question about the benefit registering a group or registering as an individual. So it depends on what is going to be most important to you. So in the planning stage, you have to decide how you want to live the following year. Do you want to live with your friends? You have options to do that. Or is a single more important to you? If a single is more important to you, you also have the option to do that. You register as a group of 10 even. You can break that group up and people can go into singles. You don't even have to go into the same building. So it's really about how you want to live. You can go in by yourself if you like. As a senior, kind of the world is your oyster. You can do whatever it is that you would like.
Okay, I think with that, we can definitely go into the breakout rooms. Again, there'll be 3 breakout rooms: RAs, Rolo, and housing. I'm gonna open them now, and then please join which one will fit better. Please let me know if you can see them. Last time we couldn't see them. Perfect.
All right, where should I go, Lorena?
The world's your oyster.
Apparently.
Go ahead.
You'll be a senior, Jen.
What? Oh, yes. I don't see anyone in the RAs.
Yeah, I don't see anyone in the RAs either.
Yeah, I just now emailed the one RA who did volunteer from East Campus, and I haven't heard back from them. But but I can let them know to join that room if
Mhm.
they do respond.
Okay.
I can also follow up too with their hall director after if we need to, if they end up being a no-show.
Okay. Well, no one's in that room, so maybe they don't have any questions. But the roller room, I'm excited. 12 people are in there.
Oh, let me stop sharing. So should we just stay here?
Do you want to go into the roller room, Manley, just to check it out?
Sure.
Cool.
Bye, y'all.
Hi.
Okay.
What do you think, Daniela? So more people attended this than I thought then.
Yeah, I think
Right.
the registrations came in later than the others, but I'm glad they showed up.
Oh. How many people did you have?
Oh, Daniela, wow.
The network.
We're like DJ Daniela.
I know, it was like
What? Why, what's it doing?
DJ Elliott over
Why are you
there.
talking about? I'm just sitting here. Oh,
Your Wi-Fi connection.
I'm just waiting.
It's like, can you hear me now?
Oh, really?
Oh, there you go.
Jeez.
Sounds a little bit better now. Oh, geez. Why is he doing
Uh-oh, oh God, who knows?
missing? What are we missing?
Who knows?
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes.
Not good with my phone. Yeah.
Oh,
How many people did you have?
I think over 50 joined. Oh, geez. Like over 50 or so.
Good.
I forget how many we have eligible.
Hey guys, I'm gonna sign off.
Okay, thanks, Katie.
Thanks,
You have
Katie.
drastically improved your presentation time from presentation to presentation. This was like
Oh.
zipping through.
Watch next year, 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is
Done.
chop, chop, chop.
All right, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm
See
sure
you.
you will.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Daniela, what a trooper. You didn't even have to show up.
Bye, Katie.
Oh,
Bye.
bye.
I wanted to hear.
Did you have to do this for your daughters?
It was great. It was really smooth. It was very, yes. But nobody had such a good presentation.
That's funny because remember
I
when we
never had
started
anything to do with it, actually. They just dealt with it.
Oh,
Okay, here.
Daniela, I feel like you don't have to, you don't, I mean,
Yeah, I guess you don't really need me.
you froze in
All
a
right.
really nice space though, which is really,
So once they're done with their breakout rooms, you just shut it down?
yeah, we'll come back and say goodnight. So you don't have to stay, Daniela. Get some rest.
thank you, Daniela.
Appreciate
Yeah, the Wi-Fi in this building is not great.
you.
Okay,
I see you.
See you.
I'll see you guys.
That was quick. I just asked the housing room how they're doing, and there's only 3 students there, and they're all quiet.
Oh yeah, I see. Now Rolo has everyone in there.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You'll see.
What's going on?
I don't know. I feel like we're missing something.
Oh my goodness gracious. Wow, so okay. Someone's coming in super late. Hey Mike, how's the roller room?
The roller room is doing really well. Lots of really good questions and discussion there. We are going to have our RA person joining shortly. They just got back to me and said they're joining now. So
Is it Mantija? What's the name?
yeah.
Got it. I don't see any, so I don't see anybody in the RA room. Well,
Hello.
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 Hi, I am so sorry that I am late. I was making dinner and then the time slipped for me. But yeah, am I supposed to do anything? I was here I joined it to be a volunteer RA to answer questions about EC, like living in EC. Or is it too late to do that now?
I don't know, Mike, what do you think? Or should we, maybe we can have you join the roller room? It seems like there's a lot of people there that might have some questions about EC.
Yeah, the RA room doesn't look like there's one person that joined temporarily. But yeah, you can hop into the Rolo room and because the Rolo executive board is answering questions from students. So I think having your perspective as an RA in that room too would be really helpful if you want to join there.
Okay, so don't join the RA room, just go to the Rolo room.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry again.
No worries.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Wow, it must be happening in there, let me tell you. There's like all of them. Everybody that's is there.
Yeah, there's a lot of again, really good discussion, and Catherine's really just nailing a lot of the questions. So it's going well.
Great. So I guess we could just let them be there, I guess, until, the important decision as a rising senior. Where are you gonna go?
that they have like the best options, you know, because Hogan and yeah, they definitely should do larger suites, because if not, they're gonna end up in.
Oh yeah, Francis, where would you live then?
No, the thing is that if you go as a two, you'll end up in junior housing. You're gonna be in a double room, not even 2 rooms and a bathroom. And senior,
Francis,
what?
you're
I
so
want my
funny. You're
single-
like,
I want my
ah,
bathroom.
yuck, who wants to live there?
No, I want my own bedroom and I want my bathroom, my kitchen. I'm going to see, you know, like. And if I have a good lottery number, I mean, a low lottery number, then you can do the 2-person apartment in Watt if you want to be a little bit away from people.
Yeah, that's where I'll be.
A
I
corridor.
would definitely go for the view.
Yeah.
Yeah, the EC views are really nice.
That's true.
Yeah, and if you have a low lottery number, you can get that 6-person all single or the 5-person all single. The flats are good too.
Sounds like a lot of parties would be happening in your place.
Come on, Jen.
Oh, jeez. Honey just texted that Menley's given his speech. It's like Professor Menley. Oh, gosh. Then we're going to be here till tomorrow, you guys. My goodness.
What does Mia say as her experience? Right?
EC flat, one other person,
Right?
all to yourself pretty much. And during my senior year, my suite mate, she left because of COVID. So, or she went on spring break and then never came back. So I had a whole apartment to myself, I guess.
Yeah, no drama. You get your
See?
and when
Hey,
you
the
want to be
party's not coming
alone,
to my
I mean,
suite. It's not, there's not enough room in there.
All right. I made the decision to close the rooms. So you guys. All right. I wonder what he was saying, man. Okie dokie.
They're having a debate in the Rolo chat room about whether or not square rooms or rectangular rooms are better.
Rolo has been talking about this for a week at minimum. I'm so mad that they're still keeping this going.
you should let that go. We don't have so many square rooms. Square rooms are better, but
Oh man, that was a great debate. Oh, too bad we didn't get to finish that.
Oh my goodness. All the fun was in that room, I
I will
think.
still make my point if it's needed, I swear.
So is there anything that we should know about, or should we just, we're all good?
There are teams.
For context,
Oh, go for it, Catherine. You got it.
yeah, I was just gonna say, for context, we were debating whether square rooms or rectangular rooms are superior. And this is a discussion of much debate in the Rolo team. And we were just looping in as many rising seniors as possible so the arguing can continue as our legacy to you.
Sounds amazing. Okay, well, I think we had a very productive information session. I appreciate everybody joining today. This is being recorded. It will be posted on the Columbia Housing website tomorrow. What's going on? I see rectangle or something. Okay. So again, if anybody has any questions, if your friends are asking you about it, please let them know that the recording will be on the Columbia Housing website. And if you have any questions, you know where to find us, housing@columbia.edu. We'll answer all your questions. And we hope that you have a wonderful night. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.